Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. I promised this video quite some time ago, but I began my own hosting service and server, so I haven't had a lot of time to do videos. Anyway, this is the Reactor setup from my video. I have a few things added on. Instead of going through and setting everything up step by step like I usually do, I figured the video would be quite too long, so I'm just going to show everybody what I've done. Here's my reactor, full cells. I just wanted to flip it on real quick here to show everybody that 100% it works. If we come over here, you can see the numbers are going astronomically high, really fast. And do some EU readings here if you check the chat. That's completely full of uranium. So extreme voltage to high voltage and down. I have this going underground connecting to a compressor I have over here, which I will show you guys in a minute. I said I'd have a fully automatic reactor, but it turns out that there is all kinds of server lag. So I mean, at completely no server lag, these reactors run for 2 hours and 30 minutes right on the dot, and then these cells are all completely gone. So I did a whole bunch of timing and everything with that. It holds 54 cells, runs for 2 hours and 30 minutes. So if you were to actually put a state cell in here that counts down for 2 hours and 30 minutes, when you flipped this switch on and it flipped this on, it would turn the state cell. And I mean, you'd have to put this on separate because that's going to the reactor. But this is going towards my setup, which I'll show you in a minute. But I mean, you can have a state cell on here easily counting down. But here's the thing, servers crash. You know, servers start lagging, so if that happens, it's going to throw off your time. So I can't completely 100% make a fully automatic uranium loader and unloader. So I'm going to show you guys, this is pretty much as automatic and stress-free as it gets. I'm just going to make it daytime. I see the sun going down. Alright, so I got these cells on here. I put 2 lengths of pneumatic pipe. One retriever, which is going to grab from the reactor. I put a nearly depleted cell. And you can either go into a recycler or whatever you want. I just have an incinerator on here for purposes, obviously. And then one that is grabbing from those chests. You can increase this inventory to like a chest wall if you wanted, so you're good for a long time. I have a buffer chest here, just in case this pulls too much loading into here. The longer this pipe is, the more you'll have in it when it fills up to not go back. So I just have it here for safety, but this is loading uranium cells. Now, when I flip on my reactor, it also turns these timers on. I have this set to 30 seconds, which is the one that pulls depleted cells out. You get anywhere from 7 to 9 depleted cells at a time. So that would take about 2 minutes, 10 seconds to unload 7 cells. But at the same time, this one set at 10 seconds is loading 54 cells. So that'd be about 5 minutes, 40 seconds. But since the reactor would remain on the entire time, this will be generating power. It'll be quite slow as it's loading it, and it'll get up to max speed once it's completely full. Now, on the other side of this is the cell maker. I have a NOT gate here, which is just holding all my timers on, obviously, and a switch. And what I have here is a flower and condenser with tin, and it's going to be pulling 4 tin into making empty cells, right? And then pulling out of the top, I have it just set to nothing, so it's going to pull obviously 1 empty cell each time, and it's going to go through that pipe and straight into here. Cell uranium. Same thing over here. I have a uranium ore condenser, and I'm pulling 16 at a time because 4 tin in a row make 16 cells, right? Not in a row, sorry, in a plus sign, I guess you could say. And then a compressor. I have it 13 overclockers, 2 transformer upgrades, and 64 storages, so it can just blow through in no time at all. And then same thing, it just grabs them out, deposits them into here, and this makes 16 at a time. Same thing, this one pulls out the top, and this will deposit into the chests. So think that these will be pulling constantly. If you have your reactor on constantly in your base like this, it can be taking from these inventories all the time. So the only part you're going to have to do is making sure these inventories are full. And I mean, if you don't, the only thing that's going to happen is the reactor is going to have no power. So eventually it will run out, and you won't have any power, but I mean, it's not going to explode or anything. This setup doesn't explode. Give or take lag. TPS gets to like 1 and this timer isn't going. There's no telling what happens. But anyway, it's protected with the force field. So when I flip this on, I have this timer over here set to 12 seconds. Every 12 seconds, it pulls the 4 out of there, and that out of, the uranium into there, and the cells into there. And then, over on this side here, I have this guy going pretty quick, 0.5. I mean, you can have this however quick, I guess, or slow you want. I just have a corner on there so this wire doesn't touch it in the side. And that's what's pulling the cells out. And I have this set up this way so that nothing gets bunged up. See? That's completely gone. And then it's added in almost instantly. Again, there's like 1 second delay. And there it goes. So like I said, if you want to increase massive amounts of inventory space, or set this on some kind of state cell, like I was thinking, this would be obviously no lag, no crash server. If you were to have this onto this setup by itself, and then say these timers right over here, we could bring a wire coming off here to right there, with a state cell right here though, right? And we would set that to 2 hours, 30 minutes. After 2 hours, 30 minutes, these two would start up, and you could have this at 1 second, so it'd take 54 seconds to fill the reactor, and have this sit. Same thing, 1 second, so it'd rip the 7 cells out in 7 seconds. And then, at that exact same time, you have a timer coming over to here, with another state cell right here, that turns this on for, right, you're making 16 cells per cycle, and you need 54 cells, so however many cycles that would take, 3, 4, I guess in this case 4 cycles would be just a little bit too much, but good enough. Then you have some left in the inventory. So you would turn this on for 4 cycles, 16 seconds. Yeah, so that'd be like a minute, like turn it on for a minute and a half, I guess, and that would make the exact amount of cells plus a little bit extra that would need. So that'd be about as fully automatic as you're going to get. By the way, a state cell is quite simple. I've been talking about it a lot, and I guess I haven't really put anything down. The off signal in here, and then you have the forward signal that's going to receive going off the top right here, and an output also from this side. And all it does is after it receives a signal, it's gonna, this arrow right here is gonna start going down towards this timer, and it's gonna take that amount of time. So say you have your reactor on, it hits the state cell, this will count down for 2 hours, 30 minutes, which you want to set to, and then boom, it'll send a signal this way. So you would want that signal to go to those. So I didn't make it, obviously, like I said, there's way too many variables to count for. If there's server lag, if there's a crash in the middle, there's a million and one things. I was going to put this video up and I showed it to a few people, and they said the same thing to me. They said there's going to be people asking you a million questions. So I hope this was helpful. It's quite simple, just making your kind of little cell setup in towards this, and then just having something to pull the cells out of there automatically and to dump them in. So there's a few different, I guess, variations and stuff, how people want to use them. I don't use filters as they won't grab from the same pipe, so you'd have to make a whole bunch of weird pipes coming off the reactor, which is less force field protection. And yeah, so I hope this was helpful to everybody. Again, you can flip it on, you can see everything's working. These start going right away, like I said, so as soon as this runs out, these will still be pulling. Flowing, bring it in real quick. I also did some research to find out how many MFSUs this would fill. It actually gives you just around 15 million EMC. It fills 15 MFSUs, almost. The last one wasn't quite full, and that's from a complete start to a complete finish. So, I hope this changes it for people who live underground or looking for more power tech. Like one of these going straight into an MFSU is super fast. Not an MFSU, sorry, a mass fab. And yeah, and eventually you can have, when you have enough prime power, like so now I have 2 million power, I could hook that up to over here. Like I said in the previous video, I hooked up these HVs and the MFSUs just to have enough to fill this up, which powers our force field up there. But then eventually, obviously, you can have this hooked up to your energy storages, and having that compressor work off your energy storages is exactly how I would do it. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I guess send me any requests for other advanced Tekkit videos. I'm playing a lot of Minecraft lately, so I think I'm going to put up a few things on fusion reactors and the new MFFS systems. So let me know what you think. Thank you guys, and see you soon.